Okay, we're back. We're creating the handle. Now, as you can see, all of the stems are in place. They've been wired, pushed up to the top of the dome, and then forced back down into that kind of that you see that pile in the center there. And all of those stems that we've put together are going to be combined in just a second here using some white floral tape to create the handle for your bouquet. Now, it's important to do this step only when you have everything in place. Now, as you can see on mine, I didn't completely fill out my foam dome at the top for my bouquet for a couple different reasons, but mostly this is just a demonstration and it doesn't need to be completely filled out. So, since everything is combined in the center, we're going to take a piece of that floral tape, starting as far up into the stem, into that dome as you can. You want to tightly, or as tightly as possible, wrap those stems together to create one solid handle. And this is what's going to be the handle of your bouquet. So you can kind of see in the side of the picture there, I've put my bouquet back into the frame a little bit, but the stem that we're working with on this bouquet, or the handle, let me rephrase that, is a lot thinner. That's because, one, I didn't have as many brooches and therefore stems in this, but I've also shortened some of the stem length on some of them because you don't need them all to reach all the way to the bottom. Now, obviously, there's some varying lengths there. That's okay. We'll trim them down once they're all tightly wrapped together. I don't recommend changing that length of the stems until everything's wrapped, just so it just more of a just in case. Okay, and now you can see comparatively mine is a lot thicker, again because I had a lot more brooches and I wanted mine to fit perfectly in my hand so it was the most comfortable, it wouldn't slip, etc. Obviously yours is going to vary depending on how many brooches and stems you put in and of course how you want it. Now if you want a thicker stem, you could easily just fold some of the stems at the bottom upwards to kind of double. You could put in more wire. I mean, there's a lot of different variations you can do here if you want. It doesn't have to be perfect because obviously nobody's going to see the handle. It's just you're going to hold on to it, so whatever you're comfortable with for your hand. I went ahead and cut mine, but again, it varies depending on what you're looking for. Make sure to give your wrap handle a good firm squeezing and kind of gauge how far down you want your handle to go. Now, obviously mine's really long, but it could be shortened to however long you want. Now, looking at the two next to each other, big differences. One, width of handle and also of course, the bouquet. But I actively did not trim out my stems as I was creating the handle because I wanted a thicker one. See how it conforms to my hand better. I did do that on purpose because I thought that would be the most comfortable for carrying around all day. But obviously with the other one, if you don't have as many stems, it won't be as thick unless you end up folding it. Or adding something else to thicken it. So I will end up folding it but not cutting it in the rest of this video. But it doesn't make a huge difference. Now with mine, obviously because I had over 100 brooches versus the 17 on the pink one, it does create different effects. Now with mine, I layered it up and of course had this big signature piece at the front which created that almost cascading look. That could be achieved in a couple different ways. One, getting larger brooches and clustering them at the front to create that kind of cascading look, or creating a big centerpiece using a combination of other brooches that you wire together. It's really up to you. I obviously left a few spots on the edges open for a few reasons. One, I didn't have more pins in that same collection that I wanted to use, and two, I think this bouquet that I made for the demo would be a great opportunity if somebody wanted to add flowers in, because that's a huge thing. If you haven't seen the flower version of this where you mix in flowers with the brooches, you'll have to check out one of my boards on Pinterest. I've got a whole board dedicated to these and they're really pretty. Again, not something everybody wants or likes, but it's a different take on it if you didn't want the full-on brooch bouquet like I made. That's obviously like a serious commitment. But some people might just want just a few brooches in their floral bouquet. So there's a lot of room for options here. And as you can see with mine is wrapped with a ribbon. And all mine is here is a wrapped ribbon wire from Michaels. And this piece that I'm playing with right now is actually just safety pinned in. I didn't get pockets put into my wedding dress, so to hold on to my husband's ring during the ceremony, since we didn't have any bridal party, I attached it on that little wire loop that I made, and then during the service I could just pull it right off and it was no problem. But the rest of the white on there is actually the double-sided ribbon that you could just get from Michaels, nothing fancy, and I just wrapped it around very carefully, the stem, and then of course on the outside of the inner loop of the dome. So that part where you're seeing all of this, the kind of spider webs of those stems, I just kind of wrapped it back and forth with a glue gun to cover it up, kind of creating like a fan fold as I went, if that makes sense. Um, there's no real rhyme or reason to that, and I'm sure you'll come up with a better way to do it that looks better for you. It's just how I ended up doing it. So as you can see, these turned out very differently, but then also they were created under the same method, and this is just kind of showing you what could be achieved if you were to use 100 brooches or less than 20. It really is just dependent on what style fits you. At the end of the day, it's your wedding day. It's all about you and your other half and what represents you the best. If you're the one carrying it down the aisle, you want to love it, you want to feel beautiful holding it, you want to enjoy every element. So I encourage you to play with different designs. Check out my bouquet boards that I'm listing below. I've got two. One is just regular floral bouquets, and the other one is dedicated to brooch bouquet. So anything that has those brooches, put in there, even if it's just the lighter ones like the one that I made for this demo, or the heavier ones like mine, or the ones that combine other elements like silk or fresh flowers in it. Um, the sky's the limit. It's up to your imagination what you want, or at least if nothing else, what you could find on Pinterest to inspire you. So I hope this has hopefully shown you what I've done to create this look. There's room to finish this brooch bouquet that I did. I obviously don't need it. I just got married. I don't plan on getting married again anytime soon. It was a lot of work. So I'm open to ideas what to do with this leftover bouquet. I don't obviously need it or have any emotional attachment to it. So I'm thinking about maybe doing a giveaway, or if somebody wants it, I might just send it out to you. It would have to be US only, probably, just because shipping is outrageous. But if you have an idea how you'd like to see this finished, or if you'd be interested in a giveaway, please let me know in the comments down below, and maybe we'll get that started, because I'd hate to give this away or just toss it to Goodwill or something, because it is something that somebody out there could use, I know for sure. So yeah, let me know what you think I should do with this. Thumbs up if you think giveaway is a plan, or leave a comment down below. I hope this has given you guys the best overview possible of how my brooch bouquet was assembled. Obviously, this method is a lot more of the labor intensive, just because over 100 brooches got put into this thing. It's nearly 5 pounds. It's a lot of work, but like I said at the very beginning of this, if you're going to go through all the time and energy and money to create this, you want it to last. You want it to be completely stable and not have to worry about it falling apart on your wedding day. You don't need that hassle. So I plan on keeping mine probably till I die, or till I get tired of moving around with it. So enjoy it, enjoy the process. If there's any questions left that you haven't had answered in any of the videos in this series, please let me know. I'm here to help, and thank you for watching and staying tuned through all of this extensive tutorial. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe if you would like to see more.